BFM 89.9. Good morning, I'm Melisa Idris sitting in for Sharad Kutun. It is January the 7th, Tuesday, and welcome to the morning headlines. After days of keeping silent on the Jais raid and the Bible seizures, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak has finally broken his silence on the matter, and he's made it to the front pages of NST. So he's saying, keep emotions out of it. The problem with this for me is that he may have broken his silence, but he hasn't really said that much on the matter. To quote NST, he said that he's reminding Malaysians to resolve the issue calmly and to settle contentious issues through dialogue and the rule of law. Now, I think this dialogue engagement is the reason for the setting up of the National Unity Consultative Council, which brings me to the Star. Blatant disregard is what the Star is saying, and what they're saying is that an NUCC held their first meeting yesterday and came out with the fact that the Jais raid on the Bible Society of Malaysia was a blatant disregard for the 10-point solution that was announced by the federal government. This is more of what I was hoping to hear from Prime Minister Najib, if I was to be completely honest with you. Personally, this is what I need to hear from you. I need you to stand by and tell us that you stick by your 10-point resolution. I need to hear you say that you don't agree that Jais's actions was in the spirit of the 10-point resolution that you yourself announced in October last year. So that's my open letter to you. And in all fairness, the council did not say that the blatant, it was not referring to the use of the word Allah in churches, but they were just referring to Jais's move and the raid on places of religious worship. So kudos to the Star for putting in blatant disregard will be our words of the day today, blatant disregard. My question is blatant disregard not just to Jais's actions, but to the people who are disregarding the 10-point solution. If you need to know more about the 10-point solution, it's on page 4 of the Star. It's detailed quite well. You can read it. It doesn't really say that much, but if you need to know all 10 points, it's a good place to start. The other interesting headline is The Sun. Now, looking at this, Jais ticked off. When I read this, I thought it meant that Jais was pissed off with someone, but on further inspection, it just means that they were told off by the NUCC. The same story as the Star. Moving on to Utusan, they're doing a rerun of their headlines from yesterday. Mufti Baswara means talking about the Mufti of Kelantan. He is reiterating what Utusan ran yesterday. It feels like a bit of a deja vu situation here. Again, with DAP's 3 reps talking about the proposed amendments to the enactment that Jais used for the raid, calling it again an insult to Islam and Muslims and the official religion of the Federation. I feel like I've said those words many times this week. Moving on to Sinar Harian, we've got the same Mufti of Kelantan. He is now coming out in defense of the Perak Mufti, Harusani Zakaria, who earlier labelled those who had protested on New Year's Eve at the Dataran Merdeka as traitors to the country. I believe he used the words buga, which is a term used to describe Muslims who fight against or who are traitors to the country's leader. Very specific term, buga, referring to Muslims only. So the Kelantan Mufti has come out in defense of his fellow counterpart from Perak. Moving on to non-religious tension news, still on the cover of Sinar Harian, is Hannah Yeoh receiving a death threat. It's made it to the top bar of Sinar Harian. Funnily enough, the story is buried in page 20. So they've given some real estate space on the front cover, but not in the first few pages. Important story, she's been threatened with a death threat for allegedly asking a pregnant woman to sit on the floor of an LRT. Interesting one there. Moving on to Berita Harian and Utusan devoting some space to a policeman or ex-commando who was killed in the line of duty during an anti-crime ops in Kuantan. I'm not sure why not that many papers highlighted this. I think it's a really important story. There is no greater sacrifice than giving your life to in protection of your countrymen. So I salute you, Corporal Abdul Halim. And in other news, countrymen I'm less proud of. In the Malay Mail, a couple in Penang who locked up smuggled Myanmar nationals. They smuggled Myanmar nationals to the country, locked them up and starved them while demanding ransom from their family members back home in Myanmar. So I'm less proud of these people. Finally, in lighter news, we've got an interesting photo for you. Photo of the day will have to be the largest garupa caught in Malaysian waters. 2.4 meters and 200 kilograms. The biggest garupa sold for 11,000 ringgit to a restaurant in Penang. So you can get your hands on that. That's all we have for the morning headlines today. I'm Melisa Idris. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. BFM 89.9.